How do I do this without sounding like I'm trying to one-up Dodd or his clan? Because that's not what this video is about. This is more of an inspiration build from tinkering with a build that I put together about 3 years ago that's similar to the bro build. Because like Dodd, I boasted to have the best skill hybrid build in the game at the time. At the time, I felt that there was no other build out there that could outperform my build, until recently when I saw the bro build. It did outperform it. In a lot of ways, the bro build is a lot better than my old build, and I saw that right away. So the bro build that Dodd showcased in his video, and let me be clear, it inspired me to make a better build. I was not trying to outdo the build. I wanted to improve on the build that I had already had. I don't feel that either build is better than the other, because each is unique in its own way, having both its strengths and weaknesses. They are both good and bad in certain situations. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Let's get into the build since that's probably what you're here for. I have 2 pieces of Hana U for their 10% skill haste and 10% skill damage. The first piece of Hana U is the mask. I have skill tier, critical hit damage, skill damage, and a critical hit damage mod. For the second piece of the Hana U, which is the backpack, I have weapon damage, skill haste, critical hit damage, and a critical hit damage mod. Try to find a piece with critical hit damage instead of the skill haste. The talent on the backpack is vigilance. This increases your total weapon damage by 25%, but when you take damage, you lose that buff for 4 seconds. For the chest piece, I have on a piece of wyvernware. I have this for its 10% skill damage. On this piece, I have skill tier, skill damage, critical hit damage, and a critical hit damage mod. And for the talent, I am running glass cannon. This gives me 25% amplified damage, but the damage I take is amplified by 50%. Next, I have 2 pieces of bravos, which directly comes from the bro build. I have these for the 10% skill haste and extra skill tier. The first of these pieces are the named Picaro holster. It allows me to have both skill tier and weapon damage on the same piece. And with the slot left, I have skill damage. For the second piece of bravos, I have the gloves, with weapon damage, hazard protection, and skill damage. On this piece, you'll want to have critical hit chance or critical hit damage in place of the hazard protection. Next up is the Sawyer's knee pads. They come with armor, explosive resistance, and health. I have these for the stand your ground talent. You cannot be staggered from explosions. It also increases your weapon damage by 3% as long as you're not moving. This buff is lost 10 seconds after you do move. This buff stacks up to 10 times, giving you 30%. For the primary weapon, I am using the capacitor, the same as the bro build. For my secondary weapon, I am using the named shotgun, the mop, for its 10% armor on kill. It has weapon damage and damage to armor. The talent I am using on it is preservation. Killing an enemy repairs 10% armor over 5 seconds. Headshots improve this repair by an additional 10%. I am using the mop for 2 reasons. One is for the first reason I want to point out that the bro build has an advantage over my build. And that is, with the memento backpack, the bro build has armor regen and bonus armor for the trophies that they can pick up on kill. However, with the memento backpack, you have to leave the safety of cover to collect the memento trophies you receive when you kill an enemy. With my build, I can stay safely in cover, letting my skills kill the enemies, and I receive 10% bonus armor for doing nothing. And if I get the kill with the mop before my skill, I get an additional 10% armor over 5 seconds. And if it's a headshot kill, I get an additional 10% armor on kill on top of that. Does that make my build better? No, it's just a different play style. It is up to you how you want to play the game, and that will determine what build is best for you. Now that is the first difference. The second is the weapon damage. Out of the gate, my build is doing more damage without me having to collect anything. And to increase my damage, all I have to do is not move. I don't have to collect trophies to increase my damage. It just increases from me sitting in one place. Again, this depends on how you want to play the game. Do you want to play from a distance as a skill player, or do you want to take a chance and get in the fight and collect the trophies? This is up to you. The damage I am doing with the capacitor is a little over 200,000 with no crits. With crits, I am doing a little over 490,000 right at the start of the fight. The bro build, from what I can tell from the video, is doing around, and I say this loosely because I only have the video to go off of, and I can't be sure, but it looks like the bro build is doing 184,000 with no crits. And with crits, it looks to be about 389,000 to start. Headshots are 173,000, and the crits I'm not sure on. But my headshots are doing 351,000. And for crits, I'm doing 641,000. So my build is outputting more damage, and as I've stated before, I don't have to leave cover to increase my damage. Where my build falls short is in the skills, because the bro build's outperforming my build with the amount of potential damage it outputs after collecting trophies, but not by much from what I can tell. The bro build is at skill tier 6, and my build is at skill tier 5, which is probably why the skills are lacking. The bro build has 6 red cores. I only have 3. My max damage output for body shots, I'm doing a little over 240,000, and for body shots with crits, I'm doing a little over 600,000. Like I said, I can't be sure what the bro build is maxing out at, but it looks like initially my build is doing more damage. I have utilized every gear piece with a talent or added buff to outperform my previous build. Yes, my build, not the bro build. As I said, my intention was not to outdo the bro build, but to outdo my own. The bro build was an inspiration to make a build using gear pieces I thought were garbage. I deconstructed a lot of Brazos pieces without ever taking a look at them. And for the third difference in these two builds is that he said in one of his videos that everyone in the clan has a bro build. As a solo build, this is fine, but if they are running as a team, the more people running this build, the less effective it will be, as they will all be competing for kills, and half of them will be underperforming, or they will all, if they are trying to split the kills up. Now, if you're running my build, the whole team will be performing exactly the same as everyone else, because the build relies on the talents and not a drop for each kill to get it to where it's supposed to be. And as far as if it's a skill build or hybrid, it really doesn't matter. The skills are there to help you out, whether they're high damage or not. The way I look at it is, if you are going to have a build with a higher DPS than the skills, then the skills are there, or should be there, as a distraction for the NPCs rather than a reliance on them. This is, of course, however, my opinion. I mean, why wait for a skill to make the kill if you can do it yourself? Unless you are on low health, out of range, or out of sight of the NPC. That being said, I don't feel that one build is better than the other. Like I said, it depends on your playstyle. And I'll leave you with some footage. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Rogue agent detected. Rogue Stinger Hive detected. Hostile Stinger Hive detected. Rogue Incinerator Turret detected. Hostile Incinerator Turret detected. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Guess I'm out.